Welcome to this final seminar for Unit 1. Two things on the agenda here. First, the usual check-ins and reminders to help you stay on top of what you need to know. Second, our primary goal, which is to review how to cite and document sources that you use in your writing. Your second discussion post is due on Sunday, October the 10th by midnight. And just a reminder that that's not only your initial post in response to the question we ask you, but also your 2 replies to classmates. Secondly, you need to submit your second draft of your discourse community analysis by midnight on Monday, October the 4th, and you're going to submit that by way of the assignment Dropbox. Citing and documenting the sources we use in our own work is a professional way of acknowledging when we have made use of someone else's words or ideas. There are 2 parts to this, the in-text citation and the references list at the end of your work. Here is an example of a quotation followed by an in-text citation. And here is how we document that source in the references list at the end of what we have written. We'll come back to the details about the format for citing and documenting in a few minutes. There are 3 reasons why we cite sources. First of all, it's to help our reader find a source that we have used. The citation gives the reader the information they need to look it up for themselves. Second, citation is an important way in which you tell your reader that you are credible. In other words, that the information you are sharing can be trusted. It helps the reader answer the question, how do you know that? So, without a citation, this quotation can't be trusted as credible. How are you supposed to know that it is even true? The third reason to cite is to help the reader distinguish between your own words and ideas and those you have borrowed from others. In doing so, we are also giving credit to the ideas of others. We can recognize APA format because we see the citation usually at the end of a sentence in which words or ideas have been borrowed. Here is a typical citation in APA format. Now, let's break it down into its component parts. First, we have the last names of the author or authors. You can see with 2 authors here how we use the symbol called an ampersand to separate them. After that, we have the year of publication. Lastly, we have the page number. With an online source, we use instead the paragraph number. You can also put most of the citation elements into your sentence as we see here. The names of the 2 authors are used as a signal phrase to introduce the quotation, and the date and the page number are placed respectively before and after the quotation. By the way, one thing we never do in APA is to paste in the web address or URL of the source. Now that we've covered citations, we turn to the references list at the end of your document, which provides your reader with complete information for your sources. By the way, there are quite a few online apps to help you format APA citations and references, and there's even one built right into Microsoft Word. We encourage you to use them, but to also be aware that most of them make mistakes. Our recommendation for a reliable source where you can check your formats is OWL at Purdue. OWL won't format anything for you, but it will show you how to do it right for any type of source. Here's an example of a reference listing using the same source as we have been looking at over the last few minutes. If this was part of a longer list, it would be ordered alphabetically by the last name of the authors. It's also double-spaced. And we want to point out what is called a hanging indent. Everything after the first line is indented, which makes a long references list easy to scan. In next week's online content, we'll be providing more help with citation and documentation.
And now we're going to do an in-class activity. So this will be in-class activity number 2. We're asking you to write a response to the following question, and to write your response in full sentences. Here's the question. According to this seminar video, what are the 3 elements of an in-text citation? And what we want you to assume here is that the source is an online source. This will be due Monday, October the 4th by 2 p.m. To submit your response to in-class activity number 2, from the course page, click on the Communication tab, then click on Discussions, and then scroll down to in-class activity number 2, click on that, and there's where you can post your response.
Thanks for listening in.